Welcome to video 3. This video will show you how to make an AIM transfer. Just finishing off with this form which I use to demonstrate making a completion of a learning aim. If we want to hide that information, if that's not the information that we were wanting to use, the hide button here will hide information. The yes button will enable it. If we've made it an error, it would be good to actually delete the information in there and hide that section of the form. So to make an AIM transfer, we need to click the yes button next to AIM transfer, and you'll see again it has dropped us down some extra options that we need to complete. So this learner at the moment is enrolled on an ILP ESOL AIM, and during the first few weeks of the course, we have realised that they're actually going to be capable of completing a speaking and listening qualification. So we need to inform MI that their new aim will be, selecting from the list of options, ESOL Trinity Speaking and Listening. So click onto that option. They were working towards an ILP aim of E2. They're now going to be working towards a Trinity Speaking and Listening aim of E2, so we can select that. The original aim end date is the last date that on the course that they were working towards this original aim, the ILP. So today is the 18th of October. Last Friday was the last session that this learner was working towards the ILP aim. So the 11th of the 10th of 13 was the last date they were working towards ILP aim. From this date, today, which is the 18th of the 10th, 13, they're working towards the speaking and listening. We have transferred off of the old aim and onto the new aim. You'll notice that if I try and type a date in here that is before the date they ended their last aim, when I try and enter that, I'll get an error message saying that the new start date must come after the end date of the original aim, so they have to be sequential. Okay, for skills conditionality or shorter courses, it may be the next day rather than the next week. The new planned end date, if we've got a set course, the planned end date is actually still going to be the same date. So it may be that they're finishing this just before Christmas, so that's the end date. And the same for new planned GLH. It may be that it's still 36 hours on the course. We're not adding any extra hours, so we'll just put 36 hours. The comments box is probably not going to be needed on this particular form unless there's something you particularly want to inform your unit lead or your line manager about. Now you'll notice here that we have a big red warning box which says e-signature required or new program form. For AIM transfers this year, it is extremely important for audit purposes that we get a signature which informs and demonstrates that we've had a conversation with the learner and the learner understands that they are being transferred to a new AIM and that they agree with that. We would also need to record a comment in the review portion on their ILP. So we are piloting at the moment using some e-signature pads which work in the same way as when you receipt for Tesco's delivery or receiving a parcel. If there's not one of those in your centre yet, you will need to complete the new AIM details on a new program form and get the learner to sign the program form and photocopy and send that in the same way as we did last year until you get an e-signature pad in your centre. If you have an e-signature pad in your centre, then the learner can literally sign on the e-signature pad, which should be connected to the computer you're using, and they will sign in this box here. We have separate paper instructions that will be attached to the e-signature pads so you can see what to do. Okay, the same again, if you have more than one learner that you need to complete AIM changes or other changes for, you can click onto separate tabs here and fill in the information for them as well. Okay, So that's the end of making an AIM transfer. I'm going to hide that information and we'll go on to the next video for how to withdraw a learner.